Welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We are back in the house. It's been a little minute. What's up, DU fam? We in here. I'm still alive, y'all. I'm still alive. All right? Just, living life. Doing what I got to do to provide for my family, working. Doing, you know how I go. I got a regular 9 to 5. So, got to work. All right? And that's part of it. Plus, I haven't had really too much to talk about. Waiting for the draft to come around, free agency, so on and so forth. And I got plenty of videos coming. Just waiting for some things to materialize because right now we're in a dead period. All right. So what I want to talk to you real quick about today is the offense. All right. And I want to talk about why I feel optimistic about the offense. Also, how I feel like the offense is going to go after doing some research on Mike McDaniels and Mike Mcdaniel. All right, Mike McDaniel. I already put the S there. It's been a while. Mike McDaniel. All right, talk about that real quick. How I feel like the offense is going to go. What I feel like they plan on doing. And also how I feel like it might not change as much as you think it might. All right. I also wanted to talk about that because I don't want people to get the wrong idea and thinking that Tua is going to have to learn a whole new offense. All right. I don't believe that to be the case, and I'm going to tell you why. Yes, in theory, but no, also in theory. All right. Also wanted to ease some of you guys because some of you, I feel like, based on the comments, that Mike McDaniel is a run specialist and he doesn't know anything else, when that could be so far from the truth. And we'll get into all that. But let's start with why I feel like this offense is going to be a good offense for us and why I'm optimistic. All right. When it comes to Mike McDaniel, right, he comes from the Shanahan tree. He's one of the guys that Kyle Shanahan, all right, has brought with him everywhere. He's learned a lot from him. He's been on like 4 or 5 different regimes, 4 or 5 different teams. And he's always brought across the same system, okay? That system is a West Coast system that is married with a zone blocking system that has worked for 30-plus years, okay? This system, running the outside zone system, has been working for a very long time. It's made running backs like Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee. It's made one of the more famous ones, Terrell Davis. It's made plenty of backs in between. All right, Philip Lindsay has had his best years under that same system. Okay, Breida had a great year under that system. It's made whatever running back. You plug the running back in. You don't have to have a Terrell Davis necessarily. You don't have to have a Clinton Portis necessarily. You plug the running back in, the running back is going to get you 1,000 yards. If not one running back getting you 1,000 yards, you're going to have 2 or 3 running backs get you 700 to 800 yards apiece. It's going to happen. It's a guarantee under this scheme because they find the players that will run the scheme and they also teach the scheme at a high level. And the scheme on top of that is a scheme that works. All right. That's what it is. It's a scheme that works. They teach it well. They implement it well. It works. All right. Now, why is it so important that we talk about the run game when it comes to Mike McDaniel? Because we know that that's what he's bringing. All right. He's bringing a run game that is going to succeed no matter what. All right. He's going to get guys that fit that scheme. He's going to run that scheme. What do we have on our offense? We have a bunch of offensive linemen that need help. Do we have any zone blocking linemen, which means that you need athletic, long linemen? All right. That's what it means. You need athletic and you need long linemen. Guys that can get to the second level, guys that can get there in a hurry because the tackles pull to the other side. The guards pull to the other side. The center pulls. All right, and they'll put guys. We saw it with Williams for San Francisco. They'll put a lineman in the backfield, have him motion, and be the lead block. They'll do it. They get creative, okay, when it comes to this type of stuff. Yes, we do have these type of linemen, and then we also have linemen that don't fit this whatsoever in Solomon Kinley. Solomon Kinley would have to lose about 100 pounds to fit this type of offense, okay? Maybe not 100. I don't know where the man's at right now. He could be pushing 400. I don't know. But you got to be in between 320 and 295 to really work in this offense. Typically 6'4" and up, all right, with long arms, all right? You got to be able to reach. You got to be able to reach block, and you got to be able to get out there on the perimeter. So what you need to be looking for, all right, when it comes to the offensive line, what you need to be looking for are the 10-yard split guys, okay? Not necessarily the 40, but we want to see how good their 10-yard splits are. What that really means is what you're looking for, and I haven't looked it up to know exactly what the split would be for a guy that shows he's athletic, but you want to see a fast 10-yard time, and some of the faster 10-yard time guys on offense, on the offensive line, those are the guys that you can really pinpoint. They might be looking for, because if you got a fast 10-yard split, that means that you can get out in a hurry, all right? You're not necessarily the fastest over a long period of time, but if you've got a fast 10-yard split, you can pull, all right? You can pull. You want to see that that 3-yard shuffle as well, that cone time. What does that look like? Can you turn direction good? You want to see that, all right? So you're looking for those type of guys when it comes to the combine, all right? So that's what we're going to be looking for, 10-yard splits, the 3-yard cone shuffle, and then we want to see, how long your arms are, things like that, all right? And that's secondary, but weight is big on that, and then the 10-yard split time is really big, all right? So we're looking for guys really in that top 20, all right, when it comes to that top 15, top 20, where, they've got some of the faster times. Those are guys that will be able to get out and pull probably a little more effectively. Now, just because you can get out there doesn't mean you can put your hands on a linebacker or a safety. It takes some skill. All right, it takes some skill. That's not why. That's why a lot of people don't get asked to pull. All right, now I believe Hunt will be able to do that effectively, and maybe if they can teach it to Jackson well enough, he'll be able to do that effectively as well. But time will tell. All right, we are going to need offensive linemen no matter what. Of course, we'll do a video on that when it comes time, because I don't want to do a video early when it comes to free agency, because a lot of guys are going to get cut and then I'm going to miss somebody. So I'll wait till guys get cut, the surprise cuts come out, surprise releases, and then we'll talk about it. We'll put out a video. Now, if anybody big gets cut before the free agency period, and can be signed before then I'll talk about that at that time as well. But that hasn't happened yet. Once again, it's a dead time. Everybody's focused on the combine. So, hey, we're just going to deal with the combine. And then we'll go through the next step after that, which will be free agency and then the draft. All right, so now we got the offensive line out of the way. We know what Mike McDaniel is going to be doing in that department. Let's discuss why some people don't need to be worried so much about him being a run coordinator and him only calling run plays for the most part, all right? Because I've heard it in the thing, why did we get this guy? He's a run coordinator. We need help. We need somebody to help Tua out. We need somebody to help Tua out, and we got a guy that wasn't even a full offensive coordinator. He was just a run game specialist, and all he knows is the run game. Couldn't be so much further from the truth. I'm going to tell you why, all right? If you got a guy that is a run game coordinator, that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know the pass game, all right? In order to be able to run the ball effectively, you've got to be able to build in a play action system off of those same runs. Who does that? The pass game coordinator or the run game coordinator? All right? Who knows the run game? The run game coordinator. You best believe the run game coordinator understands the pass concepts off of the play action. That means that both guys have to know what each other's doing. All right. Now, schematically, you may not know the ins and outs of the run game as a pass game coordinator. But because you have to do play action, you've got to know what the runs are and how they work. They go both hand in hand. All right? These guys know what each other's jobs are. It's not their job to game plan the run or the pass, respectively, at their positions, but they each know what the other one is doing because the play action game is incumbent on the run coordinator knowing and the pass coordinator knowing what the heck the others are doing so that they can pair it together and make it look like an actual run when it's a pass and vice versa if you're doing something else out of it. You got to know the pass game, guys. All right? I don't want to hear anybody in the comments anymore talking about the guy was hired and he doesn't know anything about the pass game. That's one. Two, and I'm just using common sense here. Two, he was a wide receiver, and he was a wide receiver coach. If you're a wide receiver coach or a wide receiver in general, you've got to know the pass game. Just because he was a run game coordinator does not mean he doesn't know anything about the pass game. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that he can't call plays, pass plays either when he's calling plays. All right? Doesn't mean he doesn't know it. He knows all of that. All right? Trust and believe. This guy is not a guy that only knows the run game. He doesn't look like he's built like that, and I'm pretty sure he's not built like that. He already said he's calling plays. Trust me, he knows the pass game. We'll see how well he knows the pass game, but he knows the pass game. All right? Plus, he's got guys like Wes Welker on the team that's going to be helping him out. He's got, of course, the QB coach that's going to be helping him out. And he's got an offensive coordinator that's going to be helping him out. All those guys together, they'll figure out the pass game. The pass game will be just fine as long as Tua does what he's supposed to do. Now let's talk about Tua, segueing straight into that. All right. When it comes to Tua, a lot of people think that, oh, man, this is his third straight offensive coordinator. It's going to be tough on the kid, all right? And yes and no. Yes and no. Tua is going to have to learn a lot of new things. He's going to have to learn a new lingo, a new playbook. He's going to have to learn completely different audible system probably and checks and everything like that. Yes, all of these things are going to be new. He's going to run a West Coast, and if you hear some screaming that my mic might be picking up, there's some kids outside. I live in an apartment. So, hey, it is what it is. All right. He's going to have to learn a new system, things like that. West Coast system, I'm not sure he's too familiar with. I know he did sit up under Sarkisian for a year. I believe Sarkisian ran a West Coast type of system when he was his offensive coordinator. But that's where he's going to be headed, is the West Coast. Marrying the West Coast, though, with the RPO system. That is what's going to be happening, guys. Do not think for any second in your mind the RPO is going away. I want you to understand something. They brought in, all right, they meaning Chris Greer and Ross. They brought in Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel, all right, and I'm putting two and two together here, has full intention of using the RPO with his offense. Why would I think that? All right, so let's go back. I remember in Mike McDaniel's press conference where he talked about, and maybe it wasn't just a press conference, but it was also his sit down with Travis Wingfield. But I remember him specifically talking about, and I think it was that interview, and I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do remember him at some point talking about him not knowing anything about the read option or their offense, not knowing anything about the read option when they got Robert Griffin. And then when they got Robert Griffin, them learning everything they needed to be known about the read option so that they can implement it because they knew that they had an athletic quarterback that was going to be playing for them. All right? So he mentioned that to say that his offense is always evolving. You don't necessarily do the same thing because you get guys in that have specific skill sets, and then you apply what they do well to your scheme. Okay, so being that Tua is one of the greatest RPO quarterbacks of all time, all right, out of college, they're going to marry the RPO to the West Coast scheme. Why does that even make sense to do? Here's why it makes sense. He's a run game coordinator. He knows the run game about as well as you can know it coming from that scheme he came from. What is the first letter of the RPO stand for? What does the first letter of the RPO stand for? Run. You have to be able to run the ball to run an effective RPO, something you guys have heard me say before, and I am saying again to you right now. Why is the RPO going to be way more effective this year? Because I believe we'll be able to run the football. If we're able to run the football, guess what? The RPO is going to be way more effective this year than it was last year. Because if you can run the football, that conflict player is going to be in a lot of conflict because he has to try to stop the run when the pass might go over his head. And on top of the run game, helping out the RPO, you get way more explosive plays off of the RPO because you have to commit to the run now because of the run game working the way it's supposed to be working. This offense, all right, if you marry it right, if they get it right, if they do what they need to do with the run game, you're going to see a different Tua. All right. Forget what everybody else has been talking about. Forget all the metrics. Forget what I said. Forget what anybody said. All right. If we can run the football, you're going to see a different Tua. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be throwing 60-yard bombs. All right. Or anything like that. But because he's such a great RPO quarterback, if we can run the football effectively, we are going to see a different Tua. And that is the one thing you could be happy about. Bringing this guy in means that the RPO will actually be able to be run effectively. That's the first letter in RPO, it's run. You bring in a run expert, the RPO moves to new heights because last year we couldn't run the ball as effectively. So why were they even worried about the first letter of the RPO? And we kept running it still somewhat effectively. All right. Now you have an actual run game associated with the RPO, and you're able to build in play action on top of that. Oh, you're going to see a different Tua. Trust and believe. All right. Trust and believe. You're going to see a different Tua. It doesn't matter what you feel about Tua as far as his past. OK, with a run game, with an effective run game, providing you believe that McDaniel can provide that, there's going to be a different Tua. All right. Doesn't mean that he's going to be a franchise quarterback, guys. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that you're going to see an improvement for sure. All right. I guarantee it. I guarantee you're going to see an improvement with Tua just based on an effective run game. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. Love y'all. See y'all in the next video.